Alright guys, today we're going to be doing a little bit of underbody rust prevention and repair on the Tacoma. Now if you're one of the people, such as myself, who does not live in sunny California or dry Arizona, or basically anywhere where there's humidity or salt on the roads in the winter, you're going to have some sort of underbody damage. Luckily my truck's extremely clean because I bought it that way, and I put in a lot of work last season to make sure that rust didn't take hold. But, you know, there's little spots that need attention. And a beautiful day like today, around 70 degrees, very low humidity. Good day to paint. So the process is pretty simple, at least for small rust repair. If you've got tons of rust that's actually rotting, this process isn't going to work. But if you've just got little surface rust along welds or little rock chip spots, this will work just fine. What we're going to do is we're going to use a wire brush attachment on a drill. Piece of crap Black & Decker, but you know, gets the job done. Then we're going to clean the area with a really powerful solvent. I like carb cleaner. Just, you know, a little bit of this really cleans up the area really well. Cleans out any pitting and takes off any like dust, surface rust, any of that stuff that's just sitting on the surface real softly. Then we're going to use Eastwood products. I love Eastwood products. These guys make really high quality stuff. Kind of shows in their prices, but I've had nothing but good things to say about Eastwood and nothing but good experiences. They make a rust converter product, which I'm not going to use because I don't have all that much rust to repair. I'm going to use Rust Encapsulator. Really powerful stuff that encapsulates rust, prevents it from spreading, and really just puts it to bed. And then I'm going to use Extreme Chassis Black paint over top, which is a really strong, durable finish that's really resistant to chipping. So I say we get going. I'll show you step by step how we do this. Okay, start things off. Make sure your truck's in park. If you've got an automatic, mine's in gear because I've got a manual. Stick the emergency brake on. This is pretty flat ground, so I'm not even going to chock the wheels, but you know, you don't want to get run over. It's a pretty heavy thing, so take all necessary precautions. Set a tarp out, make yourself comfortable because you're going to be under there for a little bit. As you can see, I've got a little bit of rust along this seam, this weld right here. So I'm going to wire brush this, clean it off, and spray some rust encapsulator on it. You can see the bottom of this truck. It's very, very clean, especially for a New England truck, which I take great pride in. But yeah, let's get going. Okay, once you've wire brushed off all the surface rust, or almost all of it, and basically anything that's just falling off, or paint chips, or anything that's flaking, you definitely want the surface to be smooth. You can either sand it more. This is pretty smooth, so I'm just going to leave it. But it's time to run some solvent over it. Solvent evaporates very quickly, so very soon you'll have a very clean, dry, prepped surface for painting. I'm using Rust Encapsulator. This is a great product, really stops surface rust right in its tracks, forms a protective seal around it, penetrates pretty deep. Again, I'm pretty much just reading off the bottle, but it penetrates, it stops rust very effectively. The surfaces I've painted with this, I haven't seen any rust coming back, and it's been quite a few months, and there's been a lot of water, a lot of humidity, so I'm pretty impressed with this product. Really powerful. Doesn't need a primer. You can paint it over rust converter, but you don't have to, and I'm not in this case. I'm not even priming. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give a nice, I don't know if you can see, it's really hard to hold and paint, but I'm just giving a nice even finish. You can lay it on pretty thick, or you can use multiple coats. I'm going to do 2 coats. Camera's spazzing out. But yep, just even little strokes. So you can see it's nice finish. And you don't even have to paint over this stuff. This stuff's really good. You don't have to add a top coat onto this. It acts as its own top coat, a very tough top coat actually. So you can just leave it. I am going to use that Extreme Chassis Black though over it. So I'm going to finish up painting and I'll show you what it looks like. Just to show you real quick, this isn't quite dry. It takes 3 to 4 hours to dry, but it is dry to the touch, and you can see how nice a finish that is. This is just the rust encapsulator. No paint on top. Really nice finish. I just did a few spots back here. A lot of the welds up through here. Looks great. I'm gonna let this dry and then paint her up with some Extreme Chassis Black. While the paint dries, I figured I'd just walk you around the house a little bit, show you where I'm from. Yeah, that truck looks good. So yeah, this is Barnard, Vermont. Population like 800 people. Really small town. Beautiful though. I live on top of Sonnenberg. It's a couple 1,000-foot mountain, or maybe a hill, depending on where you're from. But that's pretty nice. Definitely really secluded. Can't really see. Get a view, really nice view. Camera doesn't really show it, but there's you can see all the way over to New Hampshire. There's a yeah, you can't really see, it's not really focusing, but there's a really big mountain right here. I don't even know which one it is, but it's over in New Hampshire. It's a long way away. Yeah, it's definitely a nice place to hang out though. A lot of dirt around here. Not like out west. Big rocks, gravel, trails through the woods. Really lots of fun. It's unlocked. It is. It's my garage. Camera won't focus. Pretty nice. Gonna see if I can focus. Yeah, there we go. But yeah, that's where I hang out. A lot of fun to be had in an area like this. Definitely wake up every day and you're pretty thankful to live somewhere so secluded, safe, and nice. Alright, I'll be back once this paint dries. Alright, the rust encapsulator's been drying for about 4 hours on each side of the frame, and we're going to lay on some of this Extreme Chassis Black. Eastwood makes 2 chassis paints, the normal and then the Extreme. Extreme's a little more expensive, but it's a lot tougher. As you can see, 3 times more durable than original Chassis Black. I'm not really sure how they tested that. Some sort of hardness test, impact testing, chipping, something like that. It says it's maximum chip resistant. I actually need a new can. I'm getting pretty low on this. This is like a, let's see, full cure in 12 to 24 hours, 4 hours before use. So that I'll have plenty of time. I'm not driving the truck until tomorrow morning. I'm just going to lay on 1 thick coat, and I'll give you guys a look at when it's finished. Or at least I'll give you an example of what it might look like when it's done, because I've done other parts of the truck. I'll just show you what they look like. I'm doing the same thing as I did with the rust encapsulator here. I'm just kind of laying one coat on as evenly as I can. Nice sweeping motions. Trying to get a nice even finish. Still pretty wet. Over here it's already drying though. This paint should hold up really well. It has everywhere that I've used it before. I'm gonna lay some right here. And again, you can mask if you want. I'm not really too concerned with overspray under here because anything it covers will probably protect it better anyway. And I have no like visible paint down here that could get messed up. But yeah, be sure to mask if you don't want to spray certain parts or anything like that. Also, make sure your area is well ventilated. It's pretty windy today. I'm not getting any vapor buildup down here, but I definitely don't want to. You don't want to be breathing this stuff in too much. Yeah, frame's looking really good though. Very happy with this. All right, just to give you a couple examples of how well this paint and encapsulator's held up. I want you to look down there at the leaf spring. First of all, these leaf springs were totally surface rusted. Basically the only part on the truck that was surface rusted. I just encapsulated them and painted them because they were perfectly structurally intact, but I just wanted them to look a little better. The paint hasn't come off at all. It's really impressive, and it hasn't started rusting back through much at all, if any. I'm really impressed with that. Back in here as well, can't really see. A lot of these these weld seams I have gone over with the same sort of process I've showed you here. None of them have rusted back through. Looks great. Also up in the front, the frame all through here and up way up front in the fender well. I've gone over almost all those seams with the same process and none of them have started rusting back through. I've even done the same thing with the trailer hitch, and that hasn't started rusting back through either. I've had it started a couple little chips here and there, but I've just rebrushed them and recoated, and this stuff has held up really well. Eastwood makes an extremely quality product. I'm very, very satisfied, especially with the minimal prep work required. Yeah, that's about it, guys. If you're looking for an easy way to repair minor rust on your frame or chassis, or suspension part, chassis, whatever, you should definitely check out Eastwood. And this process that I'm showing you right here is, I mean, it's not complicated. It's not going to give you super professional results, but it'll definitely keep rust at bay and will give you a really good looking frame. Make your truck look that much more high quality, new, shiny, show quality, whatever you're looking for. But yeah, hope you enjoyed. Hope I taught you something. And or if you just came to look at the truck, hope you enjoyed that. Hopefully more videos soon, more trail rides, looking for some new roads. See what we can do. Take this beast out.